This bridge barely looks safe to be on. It doesn't have very large steel gutters on it, and not much of a guardrail here. And there's a train trestle running over here by the other side. It says here this bridge was built in 1921 to serve the Ozark Trail, and it became part of U.S. Highway 66 in 1926, of course, when the route became official. Today we are going down a part of the Ozark Trail that's also part of Route 66. This is just west of Sapulpa, Oklahoma. And this is another one of those roads here on the route that gives you the feeling of being on something very historic. It's a little overgrown. There's no homes or houses out here to speak of. It's bumpy, it's rough. We just went over this old steel truss bridge and passed an old drive-in. Just wanted to show you a little bit of what it's like to drive these really old sections here that don't have much going on. And just, it's like time has forgotten this road. There's a neat little train trestle going overhead, and it has a date on it, 1929 it looks like, or no, 1925. Just preceded Route 66 by 1 year. Look at these beautiful rocks here along the edge of the road. Gosh, it almost looks like they were put there on purpose to kind of landscape this little drive through here. It's so pretty. Oh, look at here, y'all. Look at this little RV park with some vintage campers out there. Looks like somebody may be setting up possibly a little business here where you pay so much to spend the night in an old vintage camper. It's really bumpy right here. Some places this old Portland concrete has come apart and they've just patched it up, and sometimes they haven't patched it up. This is called the Tank Farm Loop. This is an older section of Route 66. And the reason they call it the Tank Farm Loop is because there's some old oil tanks out here. And we're coming up on some right now.
Are they the bigger tanks, like the ones you see out west, or they?
Yeah, they're different sizes, oddly enough. And there's one by itself. Usually they're in groups of 3. And that one has a larger pad on it, so it's possible there was more there at one time and they've just removed them. So this section is some of the Portland concrete, and this part is not too bad. We just come past some that was pretty rough, but this is actually pretty nice. Too bad out here. We're now on what's known as the Bellevue Loop. This is a northern loop off of 66, and it's known as Old 66 through here. This kind of goes out a ways and takes a sharp turn to the left, goes back south again, crosses the newer 66, and then there's a little southern loop. And we might do that as well. Here's a couple of these oil tanks where they collect the oil from the well pumps. I don't see the pump though anywhere. This is a pretty little area right here with all these little grapevines growing on the side of the road, and I think we just passed a sign that said stop private drive. Oh boy, how did that happen? How come this is a private drive now? Well, I guess we're gonna have to turn around up here somewhere. But this is another kind of side loop of old Route 66. I was hoping to capture some old motor court houses up here, but oh, wait a minute, I think I do see the motor court coming up here. I see an old building here. It's got hay bales in front of it. That's probably it. Yeah, that's the old motor court right there. We're lucky enough to get a peek at it. I'm gonna snap a photo before I get run off. Well, we've made it to Stroud, Oklahoma, to the famous Rock Cafe. And we've pulled off because we're hungry and we're going to get a little something to eat. They have a very cool neon sign here. And the building here is pretty unique as well. It's got that old red stone all over it. There's plenty of photo ops here to take advantage of. Here's the car Sally from the movie Cars. And if you don't know this, maybe you do, this car was modeled after Dawn Welch, who is the owner here at Rock Cafe. And maybe we'll meet her today. They got some cool things going on here. Those swings here made out of the back tailgates of pickup trucks. Cornhole game. Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Good.
Have a seat.
Just anywhere you want to. We're here for lunch, yeah.
Anywhere you want.
Okay, thank you.
As long as you got lunch.
Oh, yes.
This menu here is pretty dang big. If I hold it up here, you can't even see Scott. See there's Scott, and now you don't see him. So I just read on their menu that the Rock Cafe burned in 2008, so they had to completely rebuild. And their grill, which is nicknamed Betsy, has been here ever since it survived that fire. And it's a heavy-duty grill. It's about a 200-pound grill. They got all kinds of cool memorabilia on the walls here. When you come in, there's a little road here. Goes through cafe.
Okay, all right. We got all
And this little road leads right up to our table. Scott, what are you having?
I'm going to have the mashed potatoes.
And that's it?
Gravy.
Wait a minute, you got chicken bites, didn't you?
Well, yeah. But
Oh, okay.
I just wanted the mashed potatoes.
Oh.
I heard they're world famous. So, mashed potatoes. Yum, yum.
Yep. So here's my meal. This is the gluten-free or bunless buffalo burger. And Scott here has got some tasty looking chicken bites with some gravy on mashed potatoes.
Yep.
We're going to get into this and
There's
see.
my mashed potatoes.
Yeah. We're going to get into this
Those are
and
homemade.
see how good it is. Ooh.
Yum, thank you.
Here's the sauerkraut. Now, I'm not much of a sauerkraut eater, but I'll give it a try. Not bad. Yeah, it's kind of tangy. The
Chicken
buffalo-
bites are real chicken,
Oh yeah?
and the mashed potatoes are homemade. Pretty dang awesome.
Cool. Here's the buffalo burger. It's covered in cheese, grilled onions, mushrooms. There again, I'm not a mushroom guy at all, but I'm willing to give it a try.
So are you girls enjoying your trip? Yeah.
It's delicious. Okay, the meal was great, and I am so stinking full. We're going to take a look at the gift shop here. And by the way, if you order drinks here, you get to, let me show you, you get to take home this great looking souvenir cup. What do y'all think about this sign here? It's got neon on it. I think I'm going to buy it and take it home, hanging up in my shop. Well, the meal was fabulous. The gift store was cool, and the whole atmosphere here at Rock Cafe was really neat. I highly suggest you make this one of your stops when traveling Route 66 through Stroud. See you next stop. Oh, this is a good picture right here. Well, we are now just outside of Stroud, and this is a 1926 to 1930 section of Route 66, also the Ozark Trail. And the reason we're out here on this old rough dirt gravel road is we're going to go out here and see the Ozark Trail Obelisk. Obelisk. Not obelisk as I say it. Obelisk. Well, folks, this is not what you want to see when you visit a historical marker. Someone has come out here and defaced this thing. I don't see anything out here that tells any of the history on this, but I'm assuming this marker has been here for a very long time, marking this trail through here. And it's pretty tall. It looks to be about 16, 18 foot high. And for some reason up there on the top, there is something like an electrical box, maybe where a light might have been on this thing at one time. So this is just out here in the middle of Oklahoma country. Three roads meet here, and it's kind of sitting in a Y-shaped area. It's pretty out here. Quiet and peaceful. main street through town here because it's brick. This is pretty cool. It's a little humpity bumpity through here as well. It's kind of neat. And it looks like up ahead here that it gets even wider. This is a little bit narrow up through here. It's probably only like maybe 16 foot. But right here, this is stagecoach width. And if you don't know what I mean by that, this street is big enough to turn a stagecoach around in. It is really wide.
A lot of streets out west, older towns, they'll have this.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see streets this wide back home in Tennessee. It's only out here in the west. I guess they drove stagecoaches more and had to turn them around in these small town streets more. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, see you next stop. Hey everyone, we're in Chandler, Oklahoma at the Lincoln Motel. This is a pretty cool place because they have these like little motor court buildings and it's still in operation. So we're going to check this out a little bit. These little buildings are so awesome. I think at one time each one of these had some neon around the roof of them, but I don't see that anymore. And their neon sign here is really amazing. I love that style of it. Neat place here. Very historic. It almost appears here in front of the Lincoln Motel that it is on an old section of Route 66, which it may be. If you know, please leave me a comment. See you next stop. Hey guys, I'm in Chandler and just driving along and found this amazing place here with all of these signs. And it's a bowling alley and they have the old Route 66 bowl sign back there. So I'm going to walk around and show you everything that they have here. They have got gasoline signs here from just about every oil company you could think of. There's Mobil and Gulf, Phillips 66, which I believe Phillips 66 started here in Oklahoma. There's American, a Conoco, and another 66. There's a Gulf and a 66 emblem up there. There's quite the collection of old signage here. Now, I've never heard of this one. It looks like Esso, but it's Enco. There's half of a car and a Western Auto sign. This is the best part of all right here. It's this old 66 bowl sign. This used to be in Bethany, Oklahoma. And I'm glad to see someone has bought it and restored it. This is really a neat place. This is brand new. It was just opened this year in May. So if you're traveling through Chandler, Oklahoma, I would recommend stopping here, for nothing else, for the signage. If you're really into this, you'll enjoy seeing all the different signs here. We are now here at the Oklahoma Interpretive Center, Route 66 Interpretive Center. This is a neat little place. It's in an old armory building. And hey, Scott, do you remember what the year this old armory building was built?
War of 1811.
1811. It looks old enough. No, I don't think it's that old quite, but it is pretty cool. So we're going to go inside and check it out. Look right here in this wall. There is a bullet mounted in the wall here as you come in. There's one on each side. It's nice and cool when you first come in. So they have a pretty cool gift shop here with lots to buy. Probably this may be the best gift shop I have seen on the route. This is actually one of the books I'm using to help us find places to stop, along with Jerry McClanahan's Easy 66 book. Some nice t-shirts here, some signs, and just all kinds of stuff to purchase. They even have a pretty cool poster here, some pictures, and oh look, some snow globes. Here's some nice signs. I like a good sign. Okay, we're going to take a look around the Interpretive Center here and see what all they have for visitors to enjoy. I really like the artwork they've got here on the wall of these old neon signs that were on the route. Well, there's a Shoney's Big Boy. These cases have more pictures in them. Some really good photographs in here. They have these vintage seats here you can sit in and watch interpretive films here on the screen. So in here they have all these little movies you can watch, and all the seating in here is vintage. Now this is from an old motel or theater. and then they have these little beds you can lay down on. Now you may think that's strange, but the old beds are supposed to give you the feeling of being in an old motel somewhere. I think these seats here for this exhibit is from an old Mustang. This one is on neon.
The buzzing tubes filled with electrified colored gas quickly became a dominating force on America's Main Street, as motels, cafes, and all other manner of businesses competed for the dollars of those passing through. The versatility of neon allowed limitless creativity when it came to size, shape, and colors of signs. Neon tubing could be combined with flashing bulbs, and it could be made animated. Yet in spite of the newest methods of sign building, neon is making a comeback. It has become a popular choice for new businesses, and many older signs are being refurbished.
Here on the floor they have, if you can see, it's a map of Oklahoma. Just an aerial view of the state of Oklahoma. This appears to be an old-timey peep show. Is that right? You put your money in and then look through the viewer here. This is a really fun place. There's multiple movies, little short movies, that you can sit down and watch in here. I believe there's at least 6 in here that you can view. Hey everybody, so we're just on the other side of Luther going west before we get to Arcadia, and wanted to show you this old gas station here. And when I say old, I mean old. This gas station dates back to the 1910s, and it has been closed for a very, very long time. And the reason it's closed, it got shut down for counterfeiting money. But it's kind of a cool old ghost building here. It's just sitting on the side of Route 66. The roof is completely gone. But they had a secret room here, and there was no door to it. They had to climb through a window to get into that secret room where they counterfeited. We'll walk inside here and let you see the interior of it. And oddly, there's a fireplace in an old filling station building. Now there's a back window right here, so I'm assuming that there might have been a fake wall, you know, right between this door and that window, possibly, I don't know. But if you look behind the station, there's not anything back here, just the chimney, and that's it. So there must have been a fake wall somewhere inside the building. Interesting old place, for sure.